We have so much high school football coverage for you every week. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we have high school football coverage. On Thursdays, Michelle and I preview and predict all of Central Indiana's best games. On Friday, we hear from head coaches from around Central Indiana. And on Friday night, Saturday morning, as close to midnight as we can, we release our Football Friday scoreboard show where Michelle and I go over scores and highlights from Central Indiana and the best games from across the state and talk to coaches and media. Then on Tuesday, we have our football report where we will recap week 3. Again, talk to some coaches and media about what happened, name our offensive, defensive, and two-way player of the week, our coach win and team of the week, and name our Central Indiana Sports Report Top 20 Power Poll. Please join us every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for continued Central Indiana high school football coverage.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengel.
Welcome, high school football fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report and our Football Friday previews as we preview the Eastern Hancock Royals against the Centerville Bulldogs in Centerville. Michelle, former conference rivals, sectional rivals. They played each other twice last year. They were two epic games, and Centerville came out on the winning side of both of them. But these are programs very familiar with themselves. A big game.
Definitely a big game. Of course, Eastern Hancock is, under the direction of a new head coach, first year guy, Josh Holden. I know he was the head wrestling coach. Centerville has really become a really good, a program.
Michelle, I'm going to get your prediction for this game after we talk to Coach Holden, but I just want to let everybody know that this is one of the games that a lot of people disagreed on. One of those games that had a lot of different people taking both sides. And want to let people know that on Friday night we will have our Football Friday scoreboard show. We'll have the results from all over Central Indiana, including that one. And we'll talk to some coaches from around the state and have a lot of fun doing it, Michelle. Here is Eastern Hancock head coach Josh Holden. Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Eastern Hancock head coach Josh Holden. Last week we talked about coming off of a big win over Greencastle. This week, coming off the first loss of the season, coach. And what's the mood been coming off a loss?
I think we've been really focused. We know we lost to a really good team, and they just, we're kind of transitioning from a zone offense to a little bit more of a, inside, down block, pull, gap scheme type thing. And, we're trying to get more physical up front and be a little meaner. And North Decatur's got about a 30-year head start on us on that. So
That's right.
it's that's where they won the game up front, and we know that, and that's no knock on our kids. We just we're trying to play a different kind of game than we've played here in the past. So there's some growing pains, and I think we learned a lot from that game on who we are, and kids have been super focused and trying to fix the things that we didn't do well. And we're excited to play Centerville. It's always a good game, and they're a great ball club and very well coached. So we're excited for the opportunity on Friday.
I bet you are, especially after they beat you twice last year and two really, really competitive games. I bet your kids are looking forward to facing them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice, as a head wrestling coach for 21 years, we never wanted to go wrestle somebody we were going to beat up on. We always wanted it to be competitive. And, I had a kid tell me once, he said, Coach, I'd rather go get my butt kicked than come and wrestle somebody that I know I'm going to beat. And that's the mentality that I walked into here. It's, our kids don't want to go just roll over people. They want to go play people who are good and see how good we are and be tested. And Centerville's gonna do that for us because they're very, very good. So 3 games in a row where we're battling people who are well coached and very athletic and tough and gritty up front. So
know how to win.
Know how to, yeah, exactly. It's, and know how to win in, this area, right? It's,
Yeah.
they've all been here. Every coach has been here a lot longer than I have. I'm trying to learn the ropes and, what different programs do and the intricacies, and they already know. So I'm walking in a little bit blind, but our kids know what the challenge is, and they're excited. They're not backing down.
Hey, Coach, being an independent with without having a conference schedule, how hard is that to set up your schedule? And then how hard is it? What do you guys do as far as, because your kids can't earn like all conference honors and things like that? Is that kind of a hard thing to battle when you're recruiting kids out?
So this is the first year we've not had a conference. It dissolved last year. We really haven't talked about it as a staff or as a program. For me, it is what it is, and that's all I know. Is it a bummer that you don't get to go battle for, some hardware? Absolutely. It's a lot of fun, those big games within a conference and the rivalries, but it doesn't take away from, all the other things that we have, that are goals for us throughout the season. And the kids they haven't said anything, so I don't think that they're worried about it or that they're focused on it. As far as scheduling, I walked into this schedule, and I will tell you, it was one of the first things I walked in and I went, oh my goodness, who made this schedule? Like, do they want me to get fired around here or what? Because
someone who
it
didn't care
is,
about his win-loss record made that
that's
schedule.
right. That's right. It is not a joke. It is a schedule set up to prepare you for sectional, and it is a darn good sectional that we are in. So, it's going back to wrestling. We had teams that we were never going to beat, maybe, Cathedral in a dual meet, but we scheduled Cathedral in a dual meet because we knew that we were going to wrestle Cathedral somewhere along the line in the tournament. So we got to see those kids. So it's the same thing here. If you don't go play a team like North Decatur, who's solid up front and they're pulling and down blocking and, got a nasty hard runner that they have, and, a quarterback who can get the ball out on all those things, you're not going to be ready to go play the Triton Centrals, Northeasterns, and, Centervilles and those teams. So you got to go play them. And, again, it's boring to go beat up on somebody that you're going to beat. It's way more fun to walk into a game going, I have no idea how this is going to go.
Coach, you got off to such a great start in week one. Last week, you did not get off to a great start. What was the big difference between the two games?
Well, I think the first thing was you guys picked us to win. I think that pretty much jinxed us all the way around.
That was probably it.
So don't do that this week.
We won't.
I really think that there's something, and this is coming from people who have been here, there's something about playing on the road. This team plays better on the road, and it was our first home game, and maybe we hyped it up too much. I don't know, but we came out a little bit hesitant, I guess I'd say. We didn't seem super focused and really revved up and ready to go try to win the game. We were just kind of hesitant, and it looked like we were trying not to make mistakes and trying not to lose the game instead of going to win the game. So, as a coaching staff, we got to fix that. We got to figure out what a home routine looks like so that we can get ourselves ready to play at home. And I guess luckily we're on the road this week, so we don't have to take care of it this week. And I think we were hesitant. Instead of going out and winning the game, we went out and tried not to lose the game, and that's when you lose.
You did have 450 yards of offense, so it wasn't. So you did find some things, right?
We want to run the ball. I mean, we got a couple darn good backs. We got some big boys up front, but again, we're trying to kind of change our scheme a little bit, and the pass blocking's kind of the same. So I think towards the end, when we had to kind of throw the ball to come back and, not waste time, so we're going fast, and I think that suited us. We were pass protection was good. We got a quarterback that he's, pretty unbelievable with his legs. He can sling the ball around, so he's out there making plays with his legs and throwing dots to people. So I think we found a little bit of, maybe we're kind of a tempo team and get after it. Maybe should be throwing the ball maybe a little more than we thought we should. So, I don't know. We found that we I think we can change with what we need. So that's good. That's a good thing for us to learn, that if we're behind, we can come back from behind because we got a passing game that we can go hurry up and make some plays.
Coach, what concerns you most about Centerville? And I'm guessing it's number 9.
He's not bad. I mean, he's all right. Yeah, that family, man, they just produce studs. So
Yes, they do.
to tell you the truth, it comes down for me every week. I look at it. I think, you compare quarterbacks, and we got a good one, they got a good one. You look at their skill guys, they got good ones, we got good ones. You look at them up front, they got some big boys, but they're not all like monsters, right? They got some tough little guys in there, and we got the same stuff. So you look at the two teams on paper and you go, man, we look pretty even, right? They play an odd front on defense. We play an odd front on defense. It's just so many similarities. Their coach is about 5'6", and I'm only about 5'8". So we got a whole bunch of similarities, and it comes down to who is going to win up front. Can our offensive line move their D line, and can our D line, get some penetration and make some plays against their really, really good O line? So that's what it comes down to me. I don't know that I'm necessarily worried about any one specific thing. I just think that is what the game is going to come down to, which line, specifically O line, wins the battle up front.
All right, Michelle, this is one that we disagreed on, and also one that Coach Holden asked you. Coach Holden
Hey,
asked you the prediction to make.
yeah, he asked both of us not to choose his team, and I did not choose his team.
I
You
did.
did. So if Eastern Hancock loses, it's not only is it good for me, bad for you. Coach Holden may never speak to you again.
That's right. It might be my fault, Michelle.
He might just send you a message and say, "Hey, I don't want to be a part of that show anymore."
Here's the
Not
thing.
unless you
I think
not unless you promise not to pick my team anymore.
that's right. Here's the thing, Michelle. I think we both agree that this is going to be a close one.
Oh, most definitely, I do. I think it's going to be a very close game. Um, I just think I just think Centerville's going to eke it out a little bit. So I know you think the other way, but I do think it's going to be a thrilling game. And you know, one, if you're in the area, if you're in that area, live in that area, go and you want something to do on a Friday night, go check out that football game.
Going to see a couple of really good quarterbacks.
Yeah, and just go check it out tonight. I mean, the weather's gonna be really, it's gonna be nice.
All right,
Nice
Michelle.
football weather, not too cold, not too hot.
Yep.
Perfect to, you
Perfect
know,
September football weather. It's the NFL's underway. It's all begun, Michelle. So exciting. And everybody, make sure you tuned in on Friday night, early Saturday morning, as close to midnight as possible for the Football Friday scoreboard show, and we will have the results from all of them. Thanks so much, Michelle.
thank you, Greg.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.